Earth is actually a giant computer to understand the answer to the question, what is the meaning of life?
In the last couple of years, one of the things we've seen major tech companies do is to invest billions of dollars into computing power to develop the best artificial general intelligence. We have companies like Meta AI, GROK, which Elon Musk develops, and Google Gemini. And it can be very difficult to understand the motivations of these big tech companies into developing such dangerous technology. In a recent interview, Musk goes into the reason why he's creating his own artificial general intelligence, GROKs.
When I was, about 11 or 12 years old, I had somewhat of an existential crisis because there just didn't seem to be any meaning in the world, no meaning to life. And so I actually tried to read all the religious texts.
At that age?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was a voracious reader as a kid. So I, obviously read the Bible. I read the Quran, the Torah. The various a bit on the Hindu side. Just trying to understand all these things. And obviously, as a 12-year-old, you're not really going to understand these things super well. But I'm just
you understood it well enough to have an existential crisis when you were 11 or 12.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out,
that's a start.
Does anyone have an answer that makes sense? And then I started getting into the philosophy books, and I read quite a bit of Schopenhauer, Nietzsche, and which is quite depressing to read as a kid.
Yeah, you might say that.
That's depressing as an adult, but. And none of them really seemed to have, to me, answers that resonated, at least to me. But then I read Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is really a book on philosophy disguised as humor. And the point that Adams tries to make there is that we don't actually know all the answers, obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, we don't even know what the right questions are to ask. That's where he has, this. If you've read the book, Earth is actually a giant computer to understand the answer to the question, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah.
And comes up with the answer 42.
Yeah.
And people are like, what does that mean? It says, you didn't understand the thing that's going to take a computer far more powerful than Earth. Is to understand what question to ask.
Yeah, right.
That's simply the wrong question.
So was that the key realization, that question?
Yeah, I would say that was a fundamental turning point. Yeah, what all the AI companies are aiming to build is digital superintelligence. Intelligence that's far smarter than any human.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, an intelligence that is far smarter than all humans combined. Now one can say, is this a wise thing to do? Isn't this dangerous? Well, unfortunately, whether we think that or not, it is being done.
Yeah.
Really, from my standpoint, from the XAI team standpoint, we have the choice of being a spectator or a participant.
Yeah, that's life, man.
Yeah, be a spectator or a participant. And I think if we're a participant, we've got a better chance, hopefully, of steering AI in a direction that is beneficial to humanity.
So why do you trust yourself on that front? That's an important question, right?
I don't trust myself entirely.
Good. Well, that's, yes, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're in an ethical conundrum, right?
Yes, it is an ethical conundrum.
Right, because you said, well, this is happening. Now, the excuse that something is happening is not a rationale for participating in it, but then your next take is, well, we have the chance to do this properly, let's say, as
maybe
opposed
better.
to... Okay.
Just pull it. I think from a moral standpoint, we really just need to think that maybe we've got a chance of it being better to some degree than what others are doing. And we'll strive to avoid some of the pitfalls or directions that the others are going in, because the others, from what I've seen, do not strive for truth
What do they strive for?
They strive for, well, they strive to give an answer, but they are, I think, trained to be politically correct. And the woke mind virus is woven in throughout them.
If I understand most correctly, every artificial general intelligence has been trained through the lens of a worldview. And that makes a lot of sense because in recent months, we've seen a lot of issues come out with many of these AI systems giving wrong answers or woke answers. And this begs the question, which of these systems will you trust to give you the right answers, given the fact that they're all trained with a worldview in mind?